been killed. More than 600 have been wounded. The Strait of Hormuz is largely closed. A toll on the U.S. munitions stockpile has taken place. And, of course, high gas prices at the pump. And while President Trump paused strikes this weekend after hitting Iran for 13 straight days, there is still no clear strategic advantage or plan to get out. Now, 5 months might be way too soon to declare this a quagmire, but it does not seem as though President Trump knows a clear way out of this. Oh, and that nuclear sites, those nuclear sites that Trump claimed that the U.S. obliterated last year, there are now satellite images showing Iran might be rebuilding them, including one called Pickaxe Mountain. All this
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like we struck them, but it only seemed like we just closed an entrance. Like we didn't actually destroy the facility that's deep underground. I mean, that's the thing, though. These deep underground facilities that Iran's able to pop out of, fire missiles, go back into. Yeah, we can't reach them with conventional missiles. I mean, bro, we can't even really reach them with our bunker busters. The best we can do is close an exit and close an entrance. That's it. And that's not really doing much in terms of, pretty much stopping their missile capability. I mean, you could trap a whole bunch of missiles down there through blowing up the entrances, but when they dig it out, then what? So, yeah, this is the problem here. I mean, one, Iran's underground facilities, and two, the fact that they're reinforcing them to where we're not really sure if we can hit it with a bunker buster and it'll succeed.
Culminating on the day that Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with President Trump at the White House for about an hour and a half. Hours before their meeting, Trump downplayed pressure to escalate the war with Iran, underscoring a strain in the U.S.-Israeli relationship. This is what Trump said when asked on Fox before the Oval Office meeting.
All right, we'll get back to this, but let's go ahead and get into BIBI on Fox News, though, because like I said, he took a trip to the United States, took a trip to the White House just to try to push us into war. I mean, like I said, talking to the president, like Trump, we got to kill those brown babies. We got to finish them off. We got to kill the Muslims. And that's what's killing me, guys, because, well, not really. My bad. That was my Lindsey Graham impression. Well, BIBI, he's pulling up pretty much just like Trump. We need to go ahead and take out the Muslim invasion. We need to stop the Muslim invasion. Trump, we need to take out the Iranian threat. You must understand, they're 2 weeks away from a nuke. Trump is like, okay, BIBI, okay, but I mean, we're bombing them and nothing's really happening. Oh yeah, and BIBI, like, well, why are you standing on the side? Your financial minister was talking real spicy and talking about how, oh yeah, they're happy that we're taking care of everything for them, like Hezbollah and Iran, and y'all just gonna sit on the side. So I mean, if Iran's this great threat to America and this great threat in Israel, we're protecting you. How are you protecting us by sitting on the sideline while we're taking care of the threat? I mean, that's y'all whole narrative, right? What's going on with that? But all right.
Of this moment. Nobody was able to bring people together quite like my friend, the late Senator Lindsey Graham. Today was no exception. After today's service, I sat with someone who flew from the Middle East to be here, the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. Mr. Prime Minister, great to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you.
I mentioned today during Lindsey's eulogy, we have known each other for 30 years. I can't believe it's been that long. You were reminding me of a steak dinner we once had many, many years ago.
Huh. I remember that. And like good wine, you've improved with age. But I have to say, the president gave an amazing speech. You gave an amazing speech.
Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you've been watching longer than 10 minutes, because you might as well. Oh, and make sure to super chat in or just send in a gift to support the show, or a Venmo, guys. Because if you send in a Venmo, that's double support. So we can get the call-in line open and we can have some of you guys up on here.
And it was so moving in the Washington Cathedral, because Lindsey Graham was a great American patriot, a great champion of the American-Israel alliance. And let me tell you, we lost a dear, dear friend, and he was,
I bet,
as you and the president described him, he was just gloriously.
Bro, Lindsey Graham pushed for every war that you pushed for. You pushed for war with Iran. He pushed for war with Iran. You wanted to push us into Iraq and Afghanistan. He pushed us into Iraq and Afghanistan. Like, whatever war you champion, BB, Lindsey Graham championed, and he loved Israel that much to where, look, apparently Apparently, BIBI can do no wrong. Israel could do no wrong. And that man Lindsey Graham was just in support of whatever they wanted to do. Like, bro, this man did not care about the genocide. He did not care about what's going on in the West Bank with the settlers. He forgets all that. It's all about what war does Israel want to drag us into, guys? How can we go out there and kill more brown babies? Like, that's it.
Outrageous. He just said what he wanted to say. He was charmingly outrageous. He could use swear words and he could say it like it is. And you loved him.
You know, it's amazing. I think I'm accurate in saying this, that Lindsey was President Trump's closest friend in all of Congress. That means the House and the Senate. They played golf together. They talked together. They argued together. They had meals together. And they had a very special relationship. And it was open and it was honest. You know, the one thing that I said about Lindsey, and it's true, he was a staunch supporter of yours, a staunch supporter of Israel, a staunch supporter of the people of Israel. But he knew that evil exists in our time.
And you know what was so sick about it? Like, if Israel wasn't such a war hawk, I mean, yeah, if Israel wasn't pushing for us to be such war hawks in the Middle East, bro, Israel would never be pushing that. That's the sad reality of it. Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham only pushed that pro war hawk like stand, that pro war hawk ideology, because he was also pro Israel, and Israel's interest is to drag us into war in the Middle East. So, what's Lindsey Graham's interest going to be, since he's just such this big supporter of Israel, and, you know, basically a Zionist? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
And he and the president talked a lot about how to confront the evil of this moment.
Well, I can tell you that he spoke about it with me many times, and he was absolutely unapologetic and unabashed in supporting the American-Israel alliance, because he believed that Israel's security and America's security were intertwined. And you got proof of that when we fought shoulder to shoulder against this murderous regime in Iran that chants death to America, death to Israel. And when we combine our forces and our brave soldiers, nothing can stand in our way. And he believed that. And he just said it like it is.
So if that's what you believe, then why aren't you joining us in striking Iran? Israel? No, really, because, you know, Israel has not joined us in striking Iran, and they're expecting us to go ahead and take care of Hezbollah for them. And here's the thing. Remember what their stance is? Oh, we're the ones who protect the U.S. from all this terrorism in the Middle East, the radical jihadists. Well, bro, we're the ones fighting the radical jihadists. You're the one just sitting back, sitting lovely while you're getting protected by American missiles. So, like, I don't know, man. You're saying this is such a crazy threat, but you're not really showing us that.
He couldn't care about the winds of fashion. He couldn't care about social media and all these bots that are used to try to, you know, play the American people for fools. He said, you have one real ally in the Middle East and in the world, Israel. It's your fighting ally. It's your model ally. And he just said it. And he couldn't, you know, he just didn't suffer fools.
History will judge the military relationship between Israel under Donald Trump, President Trump, and Israel under Prime Minister Netanyahu very favorably. I don't think the world's seen anything like it. And, you know, you met with the president today.
Yeah.
How'd that meeting go?
It was great. It was one of the best meetings that we've had. And I always hate to disappoint our would-be critics who are trying to find, you know, cracks in our alliance. And what they find, like today, is a wall of granite, you know, because the president is so clear. I mean, we have a common commitment. We don't want to see this fanatic regime in Tehran have nuclear weapons to threaten every American and to threaten the peace of the world and to threaten the existence of Israel. So we have a common goal, and it's going to be achieved either through diplomatic means or other means. But we're both committed to that, and that's the main headline that I would tell you from this.
I mean, bro, can you imagine sitting here trying to sell to us that, yeah, I'm very committed to taking care of the Iranian threat? Then why aren't Israeli boots on the ground? Why aren't Israeli jets flying over Iran bombing them? Why are you leaving everything up to us? I mean, like I said, and he kind of started off with the combined power of the U.S. Nothing can stop us. Okay, great. I'm glad you think like that. Go ahead and jump in with us then.
Do you believe that there are warring factions? Do you have hardliners and former loyalists to Ali Khamenei, the former supreme leader? And do you have more moderates? Do you believe there are moderates that would like a deal and a better Iran?
Well, I'm skeptical about the deal, and I say it openly, but the only way it would be achieved is if Iran understood these various factions. I think they're not ideological factions as much as they differ on the assessment of how tough we are. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those who think that the president is very tough, and they should, they say, let's not confront this guy. And those who think, no, we can play America, they tend to be more demanding. But I think in the end,
I mean, brother, you played America by dragging us into this war. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like the only person that playing America right now is Israeli politicians talking about how, oh no, we're helping protect the terrorists from you. We're helping protect the radical Muslims from, we're helping them protect them from attacking you guys. Like, come on, guys, we're the Holy Land. We love you. But now that you guys popped off this problem in Lebanon and then you drug us into Iran, now you're just sitting back chilling. Like, guys, and they're also expecting us to take care of Hezbollah for them, like to start training insurgencies and putting boots on the ground in Lebanon to help take care of Hezbollah, which I hope we literally tell them to kick rocks on. But isn't it a bit insane how, like I said, they're just sitting over here on the sideline while also trying to say they're our greatest ally? I mean, shoot, you at least want to help us open the strait? Oh, yeah, you guys claim you don't need the strait, so it's not really your business. But, oh, yeah, they're our greatest ally.
it's our resolve. It's our common resolve to make sure that Iran doesn't get nuclear bombs to threaten every American with. And I think the president is absolutely straight on this. And I really deeply respect him for that.
It seems like every time a deal seems somewhat imminent, those hardliners come in and they want to muddy up those waters and prevent that deal from ever happening. They'll attack ships in the Strait of Hormuz. They'll attack other countries in your region of the world, in the Middle East. They'll just find some way to muddy the waters. While I believe that the Iranian regime and the hardliners are evil, I don't believe they're stupid. They know you have an election. They know we have a midterm election. Why do I believe in my heart that they factor that in?
Well, if they do or not, they should know that if we are attacked, we'll respond with.
Because I ain't gonna lie, American politics is low-key a global phenomenon. Like guys, like remember, what do we call the president? The leader of the free world. Like, and we mean that shit. So a lot of the entire world pays attention to our politics and our president because, like, as they say, the United States of America, the United States, or the president is basically the leader of the free world. Or basically the corporate controlled or World Bank controlled world. But man, I digress.
Terrific force.
They left you out of the last round of attacks.
Yeah.
Any reason, any theory why?
Because of what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what I've just said. But I'll tell you one other thing. Look at this regime today. It's attacking everybody in sight. It's attacking Saudi Arabia.
Bro, because you attack them. Isn't that crazy? You attack them. Even during the 12-day war, Israel attacked them first. Even now, we attack them first. And if we'd have never attacked them, the strait wouldn't have been closed and our allies wouldn't be getting hit and our bases wouldn't be getting destroyed if we'd have never would have attacked Iran and we'd have just took that diplomatic route. Like, that's insane for this man to say that, but hold on, I gotta hear the BS one more time.
Because of what I've just said, but I'll tell you one other thing. Look at this regime today. It's attacking everybody in sight. It's attacking Saudi Arabia. It's attacking Kuwait. It's attacking Bahrain. It's attacking the UAE and others.
Yeah, they are. because you drug us into a war with Iran, we attacked them, and now they're closing the strait and attacking our allies. And they told us they would do this before it. And you actually convinced our president that we can end this before they even get the chance to do so. We can invoke regime change, get the people to stand up, knock out their military, get everything done within 4 days to 2 weeks. That didn't happen. Now look where we're at. It's like, are you serious?
It's attacking everything in sight,
This guy, bro.
and it murdered and maimed tens of thousands of its own citizens. This is what this regime in Iran does today when it doesn't have nuclear weapons. Now imagine what they will do to the world if they had nuclear weapons. And that's what we have to make sure that we prevent.
I'm just gonna keep it so real with you. If Iran had nuclear weapons, we leave them alone like we do North Korea. Like, everybody in the global stage is starting to realize it right now. Like, if you don't have a nuclear weapon, you don't get no respect on the global stage. You're gonna sit here and get bullied by a superpower that does have nuclear weapons. So you got to make a choice. Is either you have a nuclear weapon, you get some sovereignty, or you don't have a nuclear weapon and your sovereignty depends on your favorite superpower. Take your pick. So what do you think most people are going to start doing now that we've kind of shown the world that, yo, if we don't like your government, we will overthrow you unless you have a nuke? Like, that's the thing. If Iran get a nuke, it's not that they're gonna just destroy the Middle East. If they get a nuke, we're just gonna leave them alone. And these Zionists, they don't want to do that. Like, it's kind of crazy. Yes, Iran getting a nuke would pretty much make us retreat, and it would make them have to leave them the fuck alone. But I mean, you kind of see how it is right here. They don't want Iran to get a nuke because they want to constantly fuck with Iran. They want to constantly have a reason to attack it. And they want to be able to feel safe with it without Iran having the retaliation of causing total destruction. That's what they're doing this for. And here's the thing, though. I mean, Iran really don't even really need a nuke to do so. I mean, they can just hit them with missiles, knock out water salination plants, energy, and completely destroy their economy. So, I mean, they don't really need a nuke to really cause like devastation, like as you see.
And I think we're so clear-minded about it. And I just respect our alliance and the common cause that we pursue. And I had to disappoint people who are looking for, who are looking for divisions among us, because the president and I see this eye to eye very strongly.
Sounds like a good meeting today.
It was.
I'm going to skip around a little bit because I'm going to tape a little bit more for the podcast. The International Criminal Court, you don't recognize it. We don't recognize it. Personally, I find a lot of these international organizations to be useless. The UN, I think, has been historically anti-American and anti-Semitic. I don't believe in the WEF. I'm not a fan of the Paris Accords, any of these globalist organizations. And they don't.
Oh, guys, like I said, if you have any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, please super chat it in, especially the disagreeers, bro. Put your money where your mouth is, if that's the case. And also, excuse me, guys, the energy drink is hitting me. Also, double tap that screen, like the video, guys, and also subscribe to the channel if you've been watching longer than 10 minutes. Appreciate the support, guys. Let's get right back into it.
Have any authority, and you've got this lunatic mayor in New York thinking you may get arrested if you go to New York, which will never happen.
First of all, I'm going to New York.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you there when I go to the UN in September.
You know, I moved to Florida.
Well, you can take
I'll
a plane.
come up. Yes.
You can come. You've come to Washington, so you can go there. But I'm definitely going there. I'm going to speak the truth in front of this. There's just hate spewing elected officials.
BIBI, I mean, bro, you're going to cause a problem if you go to New York. First off, you're going to need protection, of course. He's going to get that, and you're going to need to be escorted through New York because, trust me, the Jewish population in New York don't even like you. So I don't know if New York is the best place for you to go right now. I mean, considering it be, very liberal, and the liberals are very pro-Palestine and all that good stuff. And look, bro, I'm pro-Palestine too, but I ain't pro-Palestine like them, though. They a little different, and they want to crash out about it.
Official who's pitting one group of New Yorkers against the others. He's turning them against New York Jews. I mean, what are we in the 1930s? What is this? So much hate, so many lies. And the big lie is about the.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go to New York. Now, I mean, it would be stupid. Like, somebody's gonna try something. is either, and we're gonna have to give this man the meanest security. If that man is coming to New York, yeah, is either he's gonna have to pop up on a surprise note where it catches everybody off guard to where nobody can plan nothing. But if he telegraphs and he has, oh, I'm going on this date, I'm gonna be speaking here. I'm gonna be real with you. Somebody gonna try something.
The ICC, the International Criminal Court, so-called, that's a corrupt, evil organization. It had a prosecutor who issued arrest warrants against me and our former defense minister as war criminals, supposedly for starving the people of Gaza. We gave 1 million tons of food for them, but he decided to do that. And we didn't know. Why did he do that? He was going to come to Israel, and he said,
I'm weak. 1 million tons of food that you kept at the border and that you slowly leaked in. Talk about you're going to keep them on a diet and you only allowed in for a certain amount of calories. It's like, I'm going to be real with you. Not really. You didn't allow like the aid to just flow in. You kind of held it up. But I mean, all right, though. I mean, hey, it's not like they didn't let aid in. They just didn't let enough aid in.
You know, we shouldn't rush to judgment. Israel has an independent judiciary. And then, bam, on the day that he's supposed to come,
and then
he cancels the visit. We didn't know why. Turns out that a few days.
Oh, yeah, and then there's also the facts that Hamas would also steal some of the aid just to, go out there and distribute it to the Palestinians because, let's be real, some of the aid is not getting too far into Palestine, and, I mean, they're pretty much hijacking these trucks. Now, they've been accused of selling it, and they most likely are. I'm going to be real with you. So, yeah, there's also that as well. So I do have to mention the Hamas element into the whole food crisis as well. One, Israel's slow leaking it in, and then the few that get in is pretty much getting hit by or pretty much stolen by Hamas, which do actually get passed out to the Palestinians, but the Palestinians are their choice, like, if you know what I mean.
Days before that, his chief of staff said, you know, there's this female employee of yours that is going to charge you with sexual assault. And this corrupt prosecutor, his name is Karim Khan, he decided the only way he's going to get out of this is to do, forgive the expression, to do a con job on the international community. Let me bash Israel. Let me cancel my visit, cancel all the good things I said about Israel's judicial capacity, and let's be careful about rushing to judgment. Rush to judgment, accuse the prime minister of Israel with war crimes, and that way I'll be protected by the anti-Israel crowd that populates the international.
I mean, but you have committed war crimes, dog. You've bombed school, hospitals, civilian homes. You've destroyed 70 to 80% of Gaza. Like, there's no way to make an argument that 70% of Gaza was a military threat. Like, there's no way, no argument that you can have. You can even have the tunnel argument. And I'm gonna be like, dog, all right, well, you're gonna have to prove that, or else we are gonna have to try you for these war crimes, because 70% of Gaza is unreasonable. I'm all about taking out the terrorists in Hamas, but taking out 70% of Gaza and about 85,000 Palestinians, though, yeah, you went a bit too far there, and nobody's gonna be okay with that. And it is borderline a genocide. Actually, it is a genocide because of y'all language, like language from Ben Gvir, language from their finance minister, Smotrich. Yeah, Smotrich. So I really don't know what to tell these guys or these pro-Israelis guys when they sit there and say it was not a genocide. I mean, bro, you got the politicians in Israel pretty much stating how they don't give a fuck about Palestinian life. They consider them dogs, and BIBI over here referring them to Amalek, which pretty much says, oh yeah, it's okay to exterminate them, you know, women, child, cattle, and all, which they pretty much do through the carpet bombing. So, I mean, they are acting it out.
In a lot of these international institutions. Well, guess what happened? Another female employee came out, also charged him with sexual assault, and he's been removed. He's been fired. So he thought, you know, if I issue these charges, I'll be safe. Well, he issued the charges and he's not safe. But it still shows you how corrupt,
it's corrupt.
How corrupt and how vile this international court is.
But it scares me in this sense for you,
bro.
You travel.
I mean, here's the thing, though. You know, it's so crazy. People will say, well, why don't they talk about Hamas? And actually, that's a good question. I'm going to tell you why they don't talk about Hamas. Well, Hamas, according to, I believe it's humanitarian law and UN law, well, they're a resistance group and they're fighting their oppressors in their argument, of course, guys. So understand, I'm not taking a side on this. I'm just telling you, what the argument is on why Hamas will not get hit with war crimes, because the way the world see it, Hamas is resisting their oppressors, and you have a right to resist your oppressors. And Israel, sadly, is an oppressor, it's an occupier, and Hamas is resisting that. Israel's committing war crimes to quell that resistance, though. That's just the reality of the situation.
Internationally.
Yep.
God forbid you had a medical emergency and you need to land. And you're about to land in a country that recognizes the ICC. It could complicate things. Do you worry about that?
Yeah, I think about it. We have have special forces around. I served them for 5 years.
No, the IDF is pretty tough. They have a very tough.
Let's give them a new task. Yeah, of course.
Look, hey guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements, you can go ahead and send in a super chat. I'll be happy to engage with it. And if you want to be a disagree or impress me about sources, then go ahead and super chat in. Trust me, I'll have the sources ready for you, because I pretty much know most of y'all arguments. I'm not even gonna lie. But all right, let's get right back into it. And like I said, hey, if you're so confident about it, super chat it in.
It's the corruption of the international system. It's an unelected bureaucracy that sits in The Hague that could arrest American soldiers because you don't recognize this corrupt body any more than we do. And they could say that the president of the United States is a war criminal, that American soldiers valiantly fighting next to us, shoulder to shoulder against the tyranny in Tehran, that they're war criminals. They could pick them up.
The 45,000.
No, BB. No. See, that's the problem. You see, he's trying to fuse our problems, honestly, our issues with his. The thing is that the ICC is kind of meant for countries who don't hold their leader accountable for war crimes. It's meant for those guys. We hold our leaders accountable for war crimes. Like if Trump is out here committing war crimes and our Congress agrees with it, then yeah, they're gonna hold him up on it. But here's the thing, though: Israel, they don't have that. They don't at all. And he's committing war crimes with impunity, and he's committing war crimes with the support of his government. So high officials in his government are in support of these war crimes and preaching genocidal statements towards the Palestinians. I mean, it's also one of the reasons why it's considered a genocide, because of the language, the intention with shooting children and all this crazy stuff. Is like, yeah, it's the intentions that they're like, wow, of how they're killing the Palestinians. And of course, the language, that's kind of what's leading it to be a genocide, guys. Be real with you. But hold on here. Kind of got lost in the thought right there.
And they could say that the president of the United States is a war criminal?
Yeah, that's what I was pretty much trying to say. All right, yeah, no. This is about holding you accountable for your war crimes, not the president. Like Trump, nobody's trying to bring Trump in. We're trying to the world is trying to get us to hold you accountable for your war crimes. This is not about Trump. This is not about U.S. soldiers. This is about you and your war crimes that most of the world agree that you've committed. It has nothing to do with Trump. Us helping the ICC or us being a signature of the ICC means that they get to lock your ass up. Not Trump, not our soldiers, you.
That American soldiers valiantly fighting next to us, shoulder to shoulder against the tyranny in Tehran, that they're war criminals. They could pick them up.
The 45,000 dead Iranians that were killed by the Iranian leadership, were they ever charged?
No, of course not. They don't charge them. They don't charge Hezbollah. They don't charge all these other terror problems. Yeah, supposedly they charge Hamas, but a guy who's already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did charge the leader of Hamas for committing to October 7th. So yeah, but the guy they already killed the leader of Hamas. So it is what it is at that point. Hezbollah, well, here's a problem. Hezbollah is a part of the Lebanese, they're part of the Lebanese government. They have seats in their parliament. So that's a bit tricky to charge, literally a whole political group of war crimes in a country. Like they're just not doing it. It's a tricky situation. And here's the thing: Hezbollah don't really commit no war crimes. The problem is that the only crime that Hezbollah commits is the crime of defending themselves from Israel's invasion of them. I mean, guys, when Israel pretty much Israel is the one who broke the ceasefire with Hezbollah, and this is why the reason they're in Lebanon today, because they broke that ceasefire. I mean, the whole reason why Hezbollah even exists is because of Israeli aggression back in the 80s, of them trying to chase out the Palestinians, chase them into Lebanon. They caused the ruckus there, and then they went ahead and created, and because of those Lebanese people who were pretty much fighting off the Israelis that were taking their land while pretty much pushing out the Palestinians, that created Hezbollah. It was a resistance against Israeli aggression in that time. And sadly, it's the Israeli aggression that's still going on. So guess what? Hezbollah ain't going nowhere. All right, guys. Oh, make sure to double tap that screen, like the video, and also make sure to double tap that. My bad. Sorry, guys. A bit tired. Long day, surprisingly. Really long day. Oh, and if you have any questions, comments, jokes, disagreements, make sure to super chat it in or send in a gift just to show some support.
So no, it's fake. It's one big fake.
All right, thanks for watching. Check out my new podcast, Hanging Out with Me.
I bet you would say that, BB. I bet you would say that. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it on the left side of media with CNN. So I know you guys in MAGA, look, bro, be okay. You'll be okay, bro. So show some discernment. All right, we was on Fox News. Y'all was cool. Don't start chimping out over CNN.
We have video just in of air defense crews targeting incoming fire from Iran. A statement from Central Command says it happened a bit more than 2 hours ago. Multiple ballistic missiles aimed, CENTCOM says, at U.S. forces in the Middle East. Now, where in the Middle East was left unsaid, but Barak Ravid from Axios says it was a U.S. base in Jordan. Now, this comes about 10 hours after the president spoke positively about negotiations that he said.
No, and that's so hilarious. Like I said, like that interview we just listened to with Trump happened about 14 to 15 hours ago. 9 hours after that interview, Iran decides to start throwing rockets at Jordan, at our bases, which were all intercepted. Thank God, by the way. But yeah, you're telling me 9 hours after Trump says, oh yeah, no, it's going well, they're begging for a ceasefire, Iran decides to start throwing missiles at Jordan? Something's not adding up.
We're underway with Tehran, which Iran was denying.
We hear that you're talking right now with leaders on Iran, but Iran has come out publicly and said, we're not talking to the U.S. We're going to pause as long as they're paused.
We are talking a little while ago because.
So could you tell me who you're talking to, Mr. President?
For some reason, we can be in the midst of a beautiful discussion and they'll come out and say, we're not talking, or we didn't discuss nuclear. Well, that's all we discussed because they'll never have a nuclear weapon. They understand that.
Now, during that same interview, the president also renewed his threats against Iranian infrastructure if talks went nowhere.
If they don't make a deal, then I go back and I finish the job. But that's going to take them forever to rebuild. If I go back and finish up the job, as some people would like, with the bridges, very easy. I could take out most of their bridges in less than an hour. Less than an hour. But, it takes them 10 years to build a bridge.
And that would be an escalation trap right there, because once we start taking out power plants and bridges, Iran's going to start attacking power plants, bridges, water desalination centers, oil rigs, oil vessels, all throughout the Middle East. Like, that's going to be like the result of us attacking their power plants and their bridges, because that's not going to stop these guys from throwing missiles, sadly, and drones.
Take the longest, and power plants are second. I can knock out the power plants. Within one day, all of their power plants would be gone. And I let them know that, with negotiations, I said, look, people want me to do that.
So tonight, he has an answer from Iran. Is this their final word? That's one question. The more pressing one tonight is, what will the president do about it? CNN's Caitlin Collins, chief White House correspondent, anchor of The Source.
Well, I mean, he's now got a bomb pickaxe mountain, or he's going to be called Taco Truck. So he's got a bomb pickaxe mountain. Then we're going to see if we can actually get through those underground facilities with our bunker busters. And if we can't, bro, we got a huge problem there. Huge problem. Because, I mean, the only way to really solve Iran's military threat of their missiles and drones and their nuclear storage would be to put boots on the ground to access those underground facilities.
And award-winning journalist joins us tonight. Caitlin, what are you hearing from the administration on this tonight?
John, we're still waiting to see reaction from the president himself, because obviously CENTCOM has confirmed that, yes, Iran fired these missiles at Jordan. CENTCOM says they were successfully intercepted and hailed that obviously as a success.